Welcome to Haunted Stories. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and smash that like. This helps me bring you more thrilling content every day. So gather around, dim the lights, and prepare to be captivated by these horror stories that will give you chills. First story, Forgotten Depths. Beneath the bustling city, a network of forgotten tunnels lay dormant. Urban legends spoke of a hidden entrance, whispered to those willing to explore the darker side of the metropolis. Sam, a thrill-seeking photographer, convinced a group of friends to accompany him into the depths. Armed with backpacks and flashlights, they descended through the manhole cover, the city sounds fading as the darkness swallowed them whole. The tunnels were damp and cold, their walls stained with the marks of time. Water dripped incessantly, echoing like distant whispers. As the group ventured deeper, their flashlights pierced the blackness, revealing the remnants of an underground life, discarded tools, rusted pipes, and forgotten graffiti. Laughter bounced off the walls, the excitement of the exploration outweighing the unease. But with each step, the air grew heavier, and the tunnels seemed to narrow, suffocating them. Anxiety trickled in as they realized their path was no longer straightforward, but a maze with no discernible exit. Panic clawed at their throats, and doubts about their decision took hold. It was Sam who noticed first, the flicker of his flashlight's beam. The others brushed it off as a dying battery, but soon their own lights began to waver. Shadows danced on the walls, distorting their surroundings. The darkness seemed to consume their lights, plunging them into an abyss of uncertainty. Frantic clicking of buttons and shaking of flashlights ensued, but the darkness remained unyielding. The realization of their predicament sank in as their surroundings became indistinguishable. Heartbeats thundered in their ears, and fear gripped them in a vice. Hours passed in the oppressive blackness. The group huddled together, trying to quell their escalating panic. Sam's voice trembled as he recounted stories of those who had vanished in the tunnels, never to be seen again. Whispers of urban legends took on new weight in their minds. With a glimmer of hope, one member produced a lighter, its feeble flame casting weak illumination. Shadows danced eerily on the walls, revealing a tunnel that stretched into the distance. They pressed forward, using the flame as their guide, the fear of staying behind stronger than their fear of the dark. After what felt like an eternity, a faint glow emerged in the distance. The group stumbled into a hidden chamber adorned with graffiti and makeshift sleeping areas. In the corner, they found a long-forgotten ladder leading upward, an escape from the suffocating depths. Climbing up, they emerged into the open air, their eyes stinging from the sudden brightness. The city's sounds enveloped them, a stark contrast to the eerie silence of the tunnels. The urban explorers emerged from their ordeal changed, forever haunted by the darkness that had threatened to consume them. Second story, Silent Asylum. Perched on a hill overlooking the city, the abandoned asylum stood as a relic of a bygone era. Its towering walls held stories of suffering and anguish, tales whispered among urban explorers seeking to uncover the truth behind the facility's dark past. Among them was Mia, a psychology student drawn to the asylum's history. On a moonless night, Mia and her friends ventured into the asylum's decaying corridors. The air hung heavy with the scent of mold and neglect. Moonlight filtered through shattered windows, casting eerie shadows on the cracked walls. Despite their excitement, unease lingered in the back of their minds. As they explored, they found themselves surrounded by remnants of the asylum's former life: rusted beds, broken wheelchairs, and faded medical equipment. Mia's heart raced as she entered a room adorned with faded murals, the walls seemingly whispering the stories of those who had once resided there. The group's laughter and camaraderie gradually faded, replaced by a chilling silence. Footsteps echoed in the distance, though no one was visible. Mia's friends exchanged uneasy glances, their steps growing hesitant. A gust of wind extinguished their flashlights, plunging them into darkness. Panic gripped the group as they fumbled for their flashlights, their trembling hands struggling to find the buttons. A soft shuffling sound reverberated through the corridor, the noise seeming to come from every direction. Whispers filled the air, unintelligible words that sent a shiver down Mia's spine. As their flashlights flickered to life, the group's beams converged on a figure standing at the end of the hallway. A gaunt, pale figure dressed in tattered hospital attire stared at them with hollow eyes. Fear clenched Mia's heart as the figure approached, its movements slow and deliberate. No words were exchanged. The air was thick with tension and uncertainty. Mia's friends edged backward, their expressions a mix of terror and disbelief. With a sudden burst of courage, Mia stepped forward, her voice quivering as she spoke. The figure's gaze remained fixed on her, its presence undeniably unsettling. A distant door creaked open, followed by the sound of footsteps echoing through the corridor. Panic surged anew as Mia and her friends realized they were not alone. The asylum seemed to come alive with whispered echoes and phantom footsteps, an eerie symphony of the past. In a rush of fear and desperation, Mia and her friends fled from the asylum, their footsteps echoing through the silent night. The asylum's imposing facade loomed behind them, a reminder of the terror they had experienced within its walls. They left that night forever changed, haunted by the chilling encounter and the ghosts of the asylum's tormented past. Third story, Trespassing Cinema. Nestled in the heart of the city, the abandoned cinema was a relic of a time when moviegoers had flocked to its doors. Now, its marquee was faded, and the windows were shattered, its once glamorous facade a stark contrast to the decay that had taken hold. A group of friends, drawn by the thrill of urban exploration, hatched a plan to spend a night within its walls. They scaled the crumbling walls and slipped through a broken window, their flashlights piercing the darkness that enveloped the theater. Seats were overturned, and the air was heavy with dust. The scent of old popcorn and nostalgia hung in the air, mingling with the excitement of their adventure. The group spread out, exploring the cavernous space. The main auditorium was a mix of shadows and moonlight, its rows of seats disappearing into the darkness. As they ventured deeper, the sound of their footsteps seemed to echo off the walls, creating an eerie cadence that reverberated through the theater. In one corner, a forgotten projector room held remnants of film reels and dusty equipment. As one friend examined an old projector, the room's door slammed shut, cutting off their laughter. Panic rippled through the group as they rushed to open the door, only to find it stuck fast. With a collective effort, they managed to force the door open, their hearts pounding. Laughter gave way to nervous glances as they exchanged stories of urban legends surrounding the cinema. Their initial excitement was replaced by unease, and the atmosphere grew increasingly tense. As they explored further, strange sounds echoed through the auditorium, an odd tapping, like footsteps on the creaking floorboards. Whispers seemed to float on the air, though the group was alone. They rallied around the idea that their nerves were playing tricks on them, though their unease remained palpable. A sudden flickering of the overhead lights plunged the theater into darkness. Panic welled up anew as the friends fumbled for their flashlights, casting beams of light in every direction. The theater seemed transformed, its shadows deeper and more ominous. Amid the darkness, a series of ghostly images appeared on the theater screen, a flicker of figures, moments frozen in time. The group's screams pierced the air as they watched, helpless, the images replaying in a haunting loop. their fear became a palpable presence, clinging to the theater like a shroud. In a surge of desperation, the group fled the cinema, their footsteps echoing through the night as they escaped the clutches of the decaying building. The abandoned cinema stood in silence once again, its haunted secrets preserved within its walls. The friends left that night forever marked by the disturbing events they had witnessed, their once thrilling adventure now a chilling memory. Thank you for joining us for the whole video. If you've enjoyed this eerie journey, show your support by hitting the subscribe button and giving that like button a hearty smash. It's your way of ensuring I keep bringing you free, thrilling content. Did this tale send chills down your spine? Let me know in the comments. Stay tuned for more spine-tingling narratives. Until next video.